We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Jana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
She was told that she couldn't play with the boys. She was told that they were too big, too rough, too strong. She was told to give up her dreams and move on. She was told to just be pretty, be quiet, be a lady. She was told that women had to stay on their side of the court, stay in your lane. Playing and competing with men was insane. She was told that men and women would never be equal. Dreaming like that would only be linked to your mind, to your soul. She never listened. She knew that their thinking was old. She is magic. She is the definition of spirit. She is what champions are made of. She is magic.
Greetings and welcome to Access Wealth Nation with Dr. Jana B. Woodhouse, giving you your checkup from the neck up and learning about financial literacy. I am on a true mission. So much has been going on in our country today, and so much is happening. And so I feel like it's my mission to bring forth the opportunity for us as a community to get our assets together. Best way to say it. And so in that, I'm just moving a little bit over to the side here. My camera moved. Okay. And so in doing so, my focus is financial literacy. If you don't know, then you won't know how to do better. If you know better, then you will do better. But until that comes, it's my job to bring this to our community, as much information as possible, sharing with you. It's not all about, what's out here in this community and on the internet continuously. We can learn a lot of stuff, but everything that you learn on the internet is not necessarily true and real. And so therefore, there's a lot of people chatting, talking about financial literacy. But the reality is that they're trying to sell you something. Now, if they mean to educate you and then build up a portfolio and help you to move forward, and they don't always come with a dollar bill, then those are the people you need to talk to. I think about it this way, is that if your stomach is hurting you and bothering you, you can go on the internet and see there's the possibilities, but ultimately you need to go to a doctor. So financially, you can find out what's going on, learn a little bit. There's a lot of people out here day trading. There's people out here who are, pushing all sorts of programs, a lot of them multi-level marketing. There's a place for everything. But the bottom line is that when you're ready to deal with your finances, you need to sit with a professional, and one that doesn't say, oh, this is my fee. And if you don't use the program, well, then therefore, that's tough luck on you. No, that's not how it works. It's supposed to be people who will sit with you, give you a consultation, provide you with a free financial analysis, because if you've got to pay before you can see where you're at, there's a good chance you just going to go deeper into the problem as opposed to getting a chance to look at the problem and then see if there's a solution. You don't always have to make money on everything you do. Hint, hint, other financial advisors that are out here. Sometimes you need to give a little. I know there's an attorney on our floor. He works with clients, and then he makes it so that they can afford his consultations and assistance. That's Evan LaGrosse. And there's so many people out here. Matter of fact, I'm going to have Evans back on our show soon because he was so wonderful with estate planning, and he also deals in real estate law. So we need to have more professionals come on board. I've got a whole list that are going to be our lineup, and this is really like the opening of our new season. So I am so excited to bring you more information. Again, those of you who want the How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker book. I know it doesn't turn out too well on the viewing, but it's How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker. And the reason why it's a sucker is that when you go into the bank, if you walk to the tellers and you get a chance to see, what do? They got lollies up there, lollipops. And what are they called? Dum-dums. They trying to tell you something. If you just listen, it's the thing about knowing how money works. This book has been sold and distributed over 600,000. It is the number one financial literacy book on the market right now. It's written by two of my partners, Tom Matthews and Steve Sebo. I suggest you get a copy. The way to get it is to send me an email at anajenterprisesinc@gmail.com. And we will make sure you get a copy. And once you read it, you got to read it. Once you read it, then we can sit down and talk and see what you got out of it, what you'd like to learn. Also, if you have a plan, then you definitely are making sure you're planning not to fail. But if you don't have a plan, then you're definitely saying you're going to fail. So to prevent that, my office provides a free financial analysis, and all you got to do is call 646-375-2121, and you'll be able to get a free financial analysis. I have trained some wonderful, powerful people to be able to serve you. And yes, that's it. They serve you. And so it is one that we are under the philosophy and the crusade to bring financial literacy to the urban market. And we're being very successful, but our goal is to free and create over the next 20 years, 1 million individuals to be financially literate. That says a lot. So that when someone says, do you know the rule of 72? I want people to sit back and say, of course I do. As much as what they do when they say, do you know the ABCs? That's what we need to have in our country. There's still too many people out here who do not understand the power of money and how money works. So I'm on this crusade, and it will be done. What it says here? Okay, Elizabeth Simon says, I never thought about that. They always do have those dum-dums. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Yes, it's kind of funny, but it's really true. The subliminal stuff that sits in front of you, and we don't catch it until someone points it out, and you say, oh, calling me a dum-dum. Yes, because especially if you know the rule of 72, the banks on an average are providing you with the wonderful interest, and I'm being very sarcastic, of a 0.05%. The average bank provides to an individual. But if you think about it, how much do you get when it comes to things like the bank gets for the credit cards, the mortgage, all these things all create income for them. And the average interest rate on those are about 9%. So take the 0.05, and that's what they're going to pay you to use your money. And then on the other hand, they're receiving 9%. Who's winning? And you know what? I'll challenge anybody. go into a bank, make a deposit of $10,000 in cash. Then you come back in about an hour. You don't even have to wait that long, but you come back in an hour and say, I want my money back. I decided I'm not going to do that. They'll give you a cashier's check because your money has already taken flight. So, I'm just saying to you, it is one of those times we have to take our lives at hand. And I saw you, Debbie. I'm going to come for you. I'm coming to help, and you're ready. Okay. And I got you. That's what it's all about, and I take the pleasure also in looking for, so if y'all can, yeah, that's right, Elizabeth, bank winning all the time, big time. And I take this opportunity because it's one of me, but I need people for this crusade that really want to learn about how money works, but not only that, but maybe want to teach it to others, become financial educators. We have a lot of teachers out there that's not being treated very well right now, and people trying to run their lives and not paying them well for it. And they're having difficulty being able to find income. Well, come see me. Give me a call, 646-375-2121. You might be a good candidate to be a financial educator. While you're learning how money works, we may have an opportunity for you to earn while you learn. Yes, and it's not a ploy or anything. I'm being very discerning about who I want to work with, but I'm looking for 12 powerful individuals that are just as passionate as I am about bringing financial literacy to our community. What does it say? If someone lives outside of New York, can they still train? Oh, they definitely can train. As a matter of fact, I would like to have representatives in all 50 states and definitely have someone even in Puerto Rico and Canada, because we can do this. We can make a difference. We can stop being the dum-dums. And it's interesting, the company that creates the dum-dum lollipops have another lollipop, and it's called Smarty. Are they trying to tell you something? Okay, so Elizabeth says, that's so true. The banks just did that. Oh, to a friend of mine, handed her to $10,000 cashier check. I'm going to forward this teaching to her. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I'm glad you're getting something out of this. And again, thank you for sharing it, because a lot of times we get information and then we don't share. We need to share. We've got to be, this crusade has to be on our minds. Why? Because we just are in this year, it's been 100 years since the Black Wall Street massacre. And if you don't know about it, you need to look it up and you need to share it with your children. The power of Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma was so powerful that everyone had businesses all over. They had 600 different businesses in that town of Tulsa. And how powerful they were is that $1 spent in the community lasted in that community 3 to 5 years. Now, y'all know that doesn't happen in our community. We go to the bodega down the corner. That done gone to about 50 people, as soon as we do it. We go to the nail salon. We don't go to our people. We don't buy black. And therefore, the money goes out of our community immediately. And it doesn't last. They say it lasts about 14 hours. I don't believe it. I think it lasts maybe an hour, because immediately it goes out. I remember going to some stores and they didn't even buy a bottle of water in our community or return it by investing in the community. Took it straight out to their own community. We got to be conscious of this now, because we spent last year, even during COVID, $1.7 trillion, I said it with a T, trillion dollars. That's more than Spain spent, the country of Spain. But how much of that stayed in our community? How many went to building our businesses? I'm not trying to boycott other cultural businesses. No, I'm just trying to get us to stop boycotting our own. That's words from my dear brother, Sean Rochester, who wrote the book. And I think I got it hanging out here somewhere. Yep. The book, The Black Tax, by Sean Rochester. I'm telling you, this is such a powerful book. It opened my eyes. This was a gift from my brother Kevin, and it was back in 2018. This book has opened my eyes. I use it as my financial Bible. So, there's a few books you got to promote, but that book is really the book talking about us, how things are skewed. Did you know that when you go to a car dealer and you see that sticker price and you get that dealer to go down $5,000, you think you did something, don't you? No, you didn't, because the sticker price was already by that $5,000. It was increased by that amount. And that's our price. Other people come in, they start with the 5,000 below. They see us coming. And then the first thing they talk to us about is financing. And then in the financing, what do? You also finance the state taxes, the registration, all that stuff, and the few taxes that's on it, the purchasing tax. So you finance that for 3-5 years, right? Don't you know that's growing by that interest rate that you got? And then when they see us, the first thing they do is give us something like a 9% interest rate. No, the prime rate is below 1%. So therefore, it shouldn't be more than 3-4% that you are going to be receiving as far as paying out. But no, we pay 9, 10, some 12%, and we don't even discern whether we should lease or should we finance or should we buy straight out. This is why you need a financial advisor, because depending upon the numbers don't lie, just people do. So what you need to do is to find out what's best for you. That's why I advocate, and that's why I'm looking for financial advisors and people who want to become financial advisors to really help people and not look at everybody as a dollar sign. I know that that's unusual to hear, but I've been in this industry now since 1984. One of the first African American women to trade on Wall Street. Matter of fact, the first one. And then everybody else came. So we need to take the knowledge that we have in our communities and give it to it, share it, and build another Black Wall Street. That's my mission. Not only one, but one in every state where we can go and we can buy and help each other. Who knows better than what we need? So this is why it's so important. I see here, my goodness, I see why God made me walk away from the dealership yesterday. Okay, good for it. Yeah, when you go in, you go with negotiation power. If you know better, you'll do better. He wanted me to see this. Yep, God wants you. If I can help, give us a call. We got people ready. So I'm thankful to all of you. And so today's topic, I know I got on my soapbox, but today's topic has to do with retirement. And the reason why that's so important right now, many of us in our communities have had to negotiate our income. A lot of businesses can't pay all of your benefits anymore. So they put you on what's called a 1099 or an independent contractor contract. An independent contractor. What does that mean? That means that all the benefits that you have been receiving, which is part of your deal with them, aren't going to be there. You have to handle it. Now, some people say, oh, no, that's not going to work. You got to pay my dental. You got to pay my medical. You have to give me my retirement. You got to take, matter of fact, some of the crazy stuff I've seen people move to investment firms as financial advisors because someone else is going to hold your money and prepare you for retirement. Nonsense. You can handle it in your own way. Even if you need a financial advisor to help you, it can be done. I would tell anybody, as my dad said, he who writes the check is free. And he wasn't joking. Is that if you control the money, then you are free. You can pay other people and you can change your community. But again, the community has to love you too. They have to come back and use you as for your services, just like you are exchanging with them. And some of you will say, I hear it already. I can hear you talking, well, I dealt with this Black business and they didn't do right by me. And I didn't like the fact that they didn't smile when I came in. How many times have you gone to a McDonald's and they didn't do right by you? They didn't smile at you either, but you went back and didn't even get it corrected. What's wrong with you going back to the business and say, you know what? I believe in serving and being served by a Black business. And let me tell you why I think that it is so important that you understand that I came into your facility to be served, and I didn't like the way I was treated. And I think that I deserved better. So I'm coming back here to you because I want you to make some little changes if possible. Now, if they tell you to get out, then now you just got to find another place to go. But at least let them know why you leave, okay? Just do me that favor. Let them know, because if they don't know, they think everything's okay and you just left. You know, we've got to understand that we're dealing business to business and people to business. And therefore, if it's something that you like, you let them know. If it's something you don't like, you let them know. Because that's what they did in Black Wall Street. They served each other and helped each other build. And multi-million dollars were developed within the Black Wall Street area. That's Tulsa, Oklahoma, Greenwich, and Archer and Pine. You know, we need to make sure that we are focused. Like I said, I'm not trying to boycott other businesses, but I need our businesses not to be boycotted. You know, we've heard through the years, you got to get a Jewish attorney and you got to get an Asian accountant. You know, does that sound stupid? I hope it does, because it is. We have just as much, if not more, brilliance. And we need to, yes, I called the manager of the business. That's great. And then I boycott it. If you got to hit them where it hurts in their pocket. Yes, you got to tell them. You got to tell them. And guess what? Many will come back and apologize. And then you give them their chance. It's necessary. And so back to the retirement aspect is because if we work for ourselves, we have to prepare for our retirement. If we work for somebody else while we're building their business, we have to prepare for our retirement. You'll realize that we are living much longer. And the thing is that the question comes into play. How are you going to retire? And what does that mean? And how long will it take? And how much money? You know, I know many of people, they affirm, you know, I say word, sound, power is that they'll say, I'm just going to die in my job. Doesn't that sound depressing? Well, it sounds depressing to me. See, people ask me to this day, when am I going to retire? And I tell them, I can't retire because I'm not tired, and I won't be tired of this business. I love it. My career is my life, and I enjoy it, you know, and want to share it with others. But the thing is that there are many people who are, you know, in the old saying, it was in The Wizard of Oz, which teaches a lot. It's a metaphysics movie. It teaches you subliminity. And it says here, you know, what are they, the monkeys that are walking and they're walking in the castle? I bet you many of y'all don't know what they're saying, but they're telling you again a truth. They say, oh, we owe her, owe that witch, the wicked witch. Why? Because they're in the burden. They're not free. To be free, you have to be able to control your life. You know, when we rent from folks, guess what? We paying somebody else's mortgage. When we work for other people, we're building and helping them to achieve their dreams and their goals, you know. So all we need to do is to realize we have dreams too, and that we have to make them happen. So I'm going back. I got off my track of retirement, but I'll tell you, tonight is a retirement night. And so I have a brother from another mother who's going to be doing a talk from Tulsa, and it's going to be navigating Social Security. So I invite you after my show to log in to the Zoom and we have the Zoom information to share so that you can participate and get more information on retirement. There it goes. It's a Zoom, and it's going to, if you attend for this informative webinar about Social Security benefits and options. It's a powerful webinar, and it's done by our Tampa affiliate of How Money Works Learning Center in Tampa, the Tampa Titans, which is run by my brother from another mother, Dr. James Wilkerson. We are all on the mission. They're down in Florida. I'm in New York. We're taking the East Coast, and we're bringing financial literacy to our community. And so this is to help you basically to deal with Social Security and how they influence your retirement decisions. So it's tonight at 7:30, and the information is up there. Take a screenshot so you can go to zoom.com and log in. And if they ask, tell them that Dr. Jana B. Woodhouse sent you. Okay, and then after you watch the seminar and the webinar, call our office, 646-375-2121, because we got stuff to share you to get you to the next level. Okay, thank you very much. And I'm appreciating you, Elizabeth. Thank you for attending. So let's talk a little quickly about the retirement situation. There's something for every generation, every group. So retirement has a way of sneaking up on you, just like your age. You remember your guys when you were 10 years old, and we used to talk about we 10 and a half. You know, we holding on to the age. We're trying to get there fast. And then you turn 20 and you just 20. And then next thing you know, you turn around and you're 40 years old. And then here's retirement. You're in your 60s. You're like, where did that time go? I feel that way even now about the year. I remember when January was coming in, and now we're all the way in August. Oh my goodness, time flies. And this is no joke. You know, they talk about that in the Bible. Not going to get too biblical on you, but you remember Revelations. Take a look how fast. You're not going to know the summers to the winters and so forth. So that being said, we've really got to look at our retirement situation and how things are going. It's a journey. It's a part of life. You go to school, you get a good education, you either start your business or you start to work for folks, and you start to think about your dreams. But you think about the fact that the average Social Security runs somewhere around $1,200 a month. I hope and pray nobody's relying upon that, because that's not enough to live on if you haven't dealt with your retirement. It's a thing called the three-legged stool of retirement. First, there's Social Security, yes. For those of you who have been very lucky and fortunate, there may be a pension. And I've seen some really low pensions this tax year, you know, $2,000 for the year. What you going to do with that? Other than you possibly going to pay some more taxes on it. And then last but not least is for you to save for yourself and keep the idea that you can deal with your own prosperity. You know, many of you even that have pensions, and I've talked to you before, that many of you would work for the city of New York or the state or the federal department. Take a look at your retirement pension programs. Most of them will pay you 50% of what you're earning. If you're lucky, it might be 60%. Well, if you're not living and able to live on 100% of your salary, how are you going to live on 50%? Yeah, you may have different lower expenses, but the reality of it, inflation is growing and growing fast. And so, you know, think about it. If you took $20 to the supermarket 10 years ago, just 10 years ago, that would be 2011. Okay. And you went to the store, you got some groceries. Take that $20 today and don't you dare try to buy any meat. It's not going to work. It's not enough money. You know, I was looking just now, we went to the supermarket and I was looking at the prices. I was like, what the world is going on? Bread up by almost 40%. Simple thing like a doggone candy bar. Candy bars used to be, you get four for $1. Now it takes almost $2 to get one. Guess you didn't need it in the first place. But These are the things, eggs, milk, all the things that are out there now. Don't decide to do something and be healthy. Goodness gracious. You're going to pay 3 times the amount just to be able to eat right. So we have to be conscious of how we going to retire, how we going to be able to pay for some of these things comfortably. So it's our business is to put money away and save. So let's look at our 20s. I've got a few little statistics here. So it's never too early for you to start to save and for retirement. So when we look at our 20s, let's take a look at what we can do. If you're working and this is your first time in the job market and they offer you a program, something called the 401k plan, 403b, 457, these are all IRS codes, no big deal. All it says is you can put money away, we'll take it out of your paycheck, and you won't have to pay taxes on it. And you will be building for your retirement. So if they give you that opportunity, many people say, I don't want to put no money away for retirement. I don't even know if I'm going to be at this job. Well, guess what? They can travel with you. You can take it with you. Or you can even roll it over into another retirement vehicle. So you don't worry about that if you put it away, you're going to lose it. It's necessary. So in your 20s, you should start to save like 8 to 12% of your salary. So let's say you making, what's the average individual today? I hate to say it, is the average income here in New York for a starting position is around about $40,000. So that means that if you did 10%, that would be $4,000. Number one, the money would come off your income, so you wouldn't have to pay taxes on it. Not now. And then the money then would be growing every year. Because you think about it, you stay at a job, you take $4,000, 10 years, you got $40,000. Okay, there's no big hoopla about $40,000, but you're young. You're only in your 20s. So time is on your side. And so it's one of those things that you can start to invest, but you need to sit with a financial advisor. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's necessary. You need to talk, because if the job didn't want you, why are you leaving your money there? Just food for thought. Why would you leave it in a place where they don't want you? So if you need help or information on where you can roll it over or how you can, give our office a call. Again, 646-375-2121. And we'll be able to give you some guidance. And a lot of it's going to come from you, because it's important that you participate in your future, your goals, your dreams. And if you're not dreaming, we might sort of stick a pin in you and start to get you to dreaming again, because you can think big. Don't think small. Oh, well, if I'm able to pay my bills and, I'm okay. No, you want to pay your bills. You want to go where you want to go. You want to take trips. You want to, treat friends to parties, events and stuff. Then you need, thank you. I'll look for your call. But these are the things that you need to do to be able to live a full life. We are children of God and citizens of the universe. We're supposed to have plenty, but we start this limited thought. If I could just pay my bills. No, that's too limited. So you have to do things and plan. Again, my saying is either you have a plan or you're going to plan to fail. So we're not in the failing business. We're in the prosperous business. And there's different types of plans for retirement. Some you don't pay taxes now, you pay taxes later. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but when you're young, you can get around that. And then there's things like a Roth IRA that you can put money in now. You've paid the taxes on it, and when it grows, you get it tax-free. You don't have to pay taxes on it anymore. So in your 20s, I think it's the most important thing is that if you put a little bit away, I have one of my clients that told me a story. He was a school teacher, and someone told him to put $100 away for every paycheck he put away. Now he's in the ripe old age of 80, and he has an $80,000 a year pension that he put away. He built that. Isn't that a beautiful thing? That is something that you can do too. If one person does it, then it means the others can too. So, what happens when we get to our 30s and 40s? Now's the time to really, we've got to formulate and really deal with the fact, oh my goodness, we're going to retire at some point. You know, you're praying you're going to retire, you know. So, you got to ask yourself, how much money will I need to have in retirement? What's your number? We talk about that all the time. What is your number? What's the financial amount that you need to have to live comfortably? And I always recommend that people don't go outlandish. You know, I need $1 million a year. You might not. Now, that's something that people get, you know, where they think a little bit too big. But if you do a financial plan and you put it together to see exactly what you need, and if it is $1 million a year, it can be done. You might need to set up your own business because I'll tell you, most millionaires happen to own their own business because they get other people to work for their dreams and their goals. It's just the truth. I'm being real. But you have to adjust your savings at that point in your 30s and 40s. You got to sit back and think, okay, I don't need to keep up with the Joneses. I need to put some stuff away. You know, what I think is phenomenal, and it blows my mind every time I see it. I go around the projects, and ain't nothing wrong with the projects. I'm one of those girls that grew up in the projects right there in West Avenue. So I know what it is to live in the projects and then move on to the next level. But why in the projects do we have these Mercedes, BMWs, Hummers, all the stuff parked on the outside on the street? Okay, that to me is insanity. You don't own a home. What you gonna do? Live in the car? You know, realistically, where's your savings? Where's your money going? How is it working for you? Did you know you work for your money, but your money needs to work for you? And at 0.05%, okay, it got laid off. It's not working. You've got to come up with things where your money is working. Yes, you can make 10, 12%. It's out there if you know it. The market itself has grown so much that we've done over 127%. You know, that's just reality. That's the truth. You know, I'm not selling interest rates at all, but I'm just telling you, just look it up for yourself. And anything I say, go look it up. You don't have to take my word for it. But once you find out, come back and talk to me. Okay? So we have to take a little look at what we can do in our 30s and 40s. At that point, we can do more than what we really usually do. I know people who put away 3-4% in their retirement plan. And I'm like, honey, where is that going to take you? That's not going to be enough. You should be looking at least doing, what's the rule of thumb is to do at least 2 to 3 times your monthly income. It will help you in the long run. It might be a little sacrifice. Those of you who are married, or let's put it this way, where you have significant others, because there's so many people who don't go down the aisle, but they've got the commitment going. One can put their money away for retirement and the other can pay the bills. The only thing that I personally recommend is that y'all have a contract. If you're not married, make sure that you have a contract between the two of you so that they don't turn around and say, that's my retirement account and I'm not sharing. Okay. But other than that, that's some of the things that you can do to make your retirement income work. Now, there's a maximum in your 30s and 40s that you can put away in a retirement plan. It's like $19,000. But when you break it down in numbers, it's a little bit over, not even a full $2,000 a month that you're putting away for your retirement and that you can build. You can just think, when you sit down with us, we do an entire calculation to let you know exactly what does that mean when you get ready to retire? What kind of income does that mean? And a little plug note is that whenever we get extra money, you know, you can, like they're doing the stimulus money, that $1,400, many of y'all went out and did exactly what they wanted you to do, stimulate the economy, went and bought stuff. No, put it away. Do what they didn't expect you to do. Put it into something and let it grow. Let it build for you. That's what you need to do. And then there are many other vehicles that you can utilize that you don't have to pay taxes once you retire on it. There are many vehicles out there. But what we got to do is focus and make it happen. So we got two more groups to deal with. We got the people at the age of 50. Once you turn 50, IRS even allows you to put more money in. So instead of the $19,000, you can put $24,000 away in your retirement. They know what's happening. It's called catch up. And in doing that, let's see, you got to start working on it. Start to break it down. I truly believe that if we break it down into monthly or biweekly, then it doesn't sound so bad. It's not as much money as we think. One of the things that you should do as you're getting towards your 50s, try to find out whether you can lower your mortgage payments if you own a home, or you can pay off your home, because that still allows you to get your equity and utilize the equity. Because the only way you can use your equity in your home is either sell the home or borrow, create a debt. So how to use it. Now, also, some of you pay extra money. It's called PMI, Premium Mortgage Insurance. If you have paid up to 20% of your home, the value of your home, you've paid off 20%, they need to get rid of that PMI. And what do you do with that extra money? No, you don't go out and buy a pair of shoes or use that payment for a car. No, you put it away towards your retirement. These are the things. We can find money because we have money. It's just the fact that we put it in the weirdest places. You know, we get Christmas-itis. You know, I tell folks we're getting closer to that period of time. And you all know what I think about the holidays. The holidays, it's a holiday, not a holiday month. So therefore, when you start to put things away, what's wrong with every child getting a special gift? One gift. And then what's wrong with them not only getting a special gift, but maybe getting a gift of some stock? The gift that keeps giving. We've got to think that way, because we do need to have money as we get older and live longer. So you do these things. And my last group is my 60s and beyond. There are many people who wake up, and when they wake up, they're 60 years old. Oh my goodness. And now, what do? You know, first of all, you need to pay a visit to your HRA department, you know, the Human Resources Department, and take a look and see what you're going to get, what's in there for you, what kind of either pension or retirement plan do they have, if they have anything. At 60 is not the time to really find out, but that's where you definitely need to go and see what you can do. And if they come back and they say, well, we don't have anything really for you, you know, you may get maybe, you know, a couple of $1,000s a month, or we may give you a nice watch and say goodbye. The time is to sit down with them and find out, and then come see a financial advisor to find out, you know, and don't do it just as soon as you get 60. As soon as you can, set your plan up and make sure, you know, that during this time that retirement is at least one of your goals. In my case, when you come to see me or one of the people I have trained, the associates, they'll say, okay, so you want to buy a house, or you want to buy a new car, you want a vacation, and we need to do your retirement. You know, a lot of people say, well, I'm not that interested in retirement. It's okay. It ain't a religion. You ain't got to believe in it. You just got to do it, you know, because to have fun or not to have fun, or to eat steak, not to eat steak because you don't have enough money to buy one. That's the difference, you know. So you need to begin to look and explore where your expenses are again, and start to figure out, when are you going to retire? You know, the federal government has now put it in place that they would like you to hold your Social Security until 70 to 72, preferably. And they'd like to push it back further. They get to keep your money longer. and you get to not use it. And I hate to put it this way, but they're hoping that you die before you do. Okay. So these are the things you've got to plan for, is the fact that no, I'm going to live and I need to have enough income to live on. So I must do something. And I don't want, we used to hear those terrible stories about people retiring and eating cat food. Well, now cat food costs so much you can't even eat the cat food. You can't even buy tuna fish. Went to the supermarket and saw that tuna fish was almost $2 to $3. This makes a difference. What happens here is we listen to Elizabeth says that's the truth. I used to give the kids savings bonds for a nice idea, along with a gift. But now I'm a grandmother. Good God, you're a good-looking grandmother, girl. I'll give my grandchildren stocks. Yes, I'll tell you, there's some other things. We're going to do a show on Today's Child, Tomorrow's Millionaire. And by putting away a little bit of money, as a matter of fact, putting away, as it's in the How Many Works book, is that it says take $2,500 and then for the next 4 to 5 years, put $250 a month away for a child and leave it. If they're babies, by the time they turn 67 years old, they will have over $1 million in their account, depending upon the interest rate that we focus in on. But on an average of about 6%, that's what they're going to have. But if you do nothing, guess what they got? Nothing. And so it's like those t-shirts that said, my grandma went to Aruba and she brought me back a t-shirt. So to make that difference is, my grandma loved me. She gave me stock and she was able to give me something that I could use for the future. These are the things we have to think about, and the longer we live, the more we need to have. So these are just some tips that I have. Of course, I'm going to emphasize that you attend the Navigating Social Security webinar, Zoom call. That's what it is, a Zoom. And you'll get an opportunity to learn some more and then contact us at Anaj Enterprises, because we are definitely working towards you. We have to do something, because the average 20-year-old, that's from 20 to 29, in a 401k plan, the average is about $10,500. Not enough. They usually contribute on an average of about 7% of their income. I wish I could get them to put more away, because as you get older, you're going to need the more money to work. Time is on our side. There's a wealth formula. The wealth formula says, of course, you need to have some money, some kind of money. Then you have plus or minus the interest rate. And then you got to deal with taxes and inflation. Inflation now is about 2.5%. And you put that together, that formula together, and how much you can save on a monthly basis, and it will tell you how wealthy you're going to be. It's that simple, the wealth formula. And we talk about all these things, every week here at Anaj Enterprises. And also, of course, on TV, we have Wealth Nation, where you get your checkup from the neck up. And, we're broadcast on Soul City Network. You've got to check out Soul City Network. And if you have your phones and your app, especially those of us who have Apples, you can get the Soul City app. I just wanted to give that little plug because they've been so supportive of me and making sure that we're able to be the #1 financial show out here on the network circuit. And I'm so proud of that. And I'm thankful to all of you for supporting us. So that's what 20-year-olds have. The 30-somethings, that's from 30 to 40 to 39. The average 401k plan is not even better. It's at $38,400. What were they doing? What were they thinking? When they get to age 40, it's about $93,400 as an average. And then when they get 50-something, it's $160,000. And I know some folks who are in their 50s wish they had $160,000 in their account. By the time they reach 60, It's 182. So, okay, we're talking about 160 on an average for 50 somethings. And then by the time they turn 60, there's only 182,100. What happened? It's only an extra 20 some odd $1,000. You know, let me download the app. Okay. Yeah, get the president of Soul City to tell you that they didn't have an app. We got an app. You know, we're moving fast. He's working so hard, bless his soul, Matt McCoy. And then 70 something, I don't know what happened. The average balance went down. I guess some people retired and took some money out, or they did something that the government had them to do, which was in 2020. They told you could take money out of your retirement plan through the CARES Act, and you could pay it back in 3 years, or you can pay the taxes in 3 years on the money. What'd you do with it? Many of you just took it just to say, oh, this is my cushion. Bad move. You should never, unless it's like a dire emergency and that you're going to put it back, you would take any money out of your retirement plan. Pretend that it doesn't exist and you will be blessed with it. Keep dibbing and dabbing in it. It's just like folks who constantly refinance their home to take money out of it. You're going to turn around. Your home is not your ATM, and your retirement plan is not your ATM to be taking money out. And when you leave a job, it is not for you to spend that money. Do you realize that the government will get almost 30% of that? They get the 10% penalty, and the average of you are in 20% tax bracket, and you've got to pay it because you're not 59 and a half. Remember this. Stop playing with this. You've got to take on responsibility. You've got to build for your children's future. You've got to take care. Many of you have to take care of your parents or your seniors in your life, and you got to take care of you. What do they say on the airplane when the oxygen tank comes, when the oxygen drops? They say, put your mask on first. You got to celebrate you first. Then you got to take care of everybody else. You can help somebody, but you can't help anybody if you can't help yourself. So don't belong to the largest nation in this world. You know what that is? Procrastination. Don't belong to it. Get started and move forward, because 70 and a half is coming. You know, your senior years are coming. Trust me. I turned around. I was 20. And I turned around, and Lord knows the 60s had come about. Yeah, I know I look good. Having fun with y'all. You know what they say, just don't crack. But the thing is that we start getting at age 50 what I call the trifecta: cholesterol, diabetes, hypertension. We got to learn to take care of ourselves, and we don't need to keep spending all the money in medicines. Instead, we've got to take care of ourselves and be healthy. I have a client of mine. I love watching her, and she is 80 years old. And I was out there at Harlem Day, the Great Day in Harlem, and she was out there dancing and jamming and working and having a fun time. And she just looks so lovely, you know, and all praises to her. Daphne, I know you know who you are. I'm talking about you, because that's what I look to be, is that person that is out there and having fun and blessing the younger people with the knowledge I have. You know, we got to share, you know, and we've got to make sure that the next generation is prepared, because if we save all this money and then we have it keep rotating, income continuously, passive income. You know, we may have rental properties, we may have stores, we have businesses. All this stuff is generating income, and here comes our youngin', and they go and spend it all because we didn't teach them right. You know, I love sitting and doing financial plans and portfolios while the child is sitting in the room, so they can understand what's being built for them and what they need to do next. Every time someone inherits money, when I have, unfortunately, due to COVID, I've had too many people walk through the door inheriting money from my clients because we did right, and COVID didn't do well by them. And so The first words out of my mouth, of course, is my condolences, because I feel like they've lost, but also I have lost a dear friend or someone who I care about, their family. And so once that's done, then the next thing is to build so that they can do something with this money. Many a times they just say, well, I'm going to spend it. No, take time. Think, this person put away this money. Pay respects to that and do something and build on it. Make more, make it grow. And the only way you're going to do that is to sit with a professional that will allow you and teach you and show you how to do. Okay, what's the note here? We're looking to find 100 people. Put that back up, please. They're playing with me. Okay, who want to go through the Millionaire Training Workshop. If interested, please email soulcityinfo@gmail.com. Okay, we got another crusade going. It's the Millionaire Training Workshop. They are putting me to work, and I love every bit of it, because I want to turn around in my days as I got plans. I even got a 61-day cruise in my mind once all this craziness goes. So I have goals, and I want people with me, and oh, you're welcome, my dear. That's my buddy, Barbara Williamson. Blessing. She's been my client as long as I've been in business. It's so wonderful to see. And I just love what she has done. Okay. You want to go through the training? Okay. Matt, our producer has set the gauntlet down. So just send soulcityinfo@gmail and let them know you're getting ready. We'll let you know the particulars in it and how to get started. But we are definitely on this mission, and I'm so glad. And I hope you all tell someone that we're here. We're not doing the video vixen stuff. We're here bringing financial literacy and education to our community. We are going to free ourselves in one way that no one always talks about. They don't talk about free yourself financially. Then you can do whatever you want to do outside of that. And so it's, one of those things, okay, is something I can do. What is it? Yeah, I know you, my loving Align. Yeah, you can join the class, Align. Matter of fact, you can give the class. I happen to know this young lady is out of the country, but you could also add to the folks who are there and bring the literacy to them. Yes, we're going to this is happening. And so I would love to have you. Okay. Yes. Email and let us know that you want to be part of it, and we will make it happen. My goal and my dreams. And I really have to say thank you to Zoom. I wasn't a Zoom person, but I'm able to utilize that to talk to more people. It's a lot hard to try to get people to come to your office and sit down. We don't have to sit down. We can sit in Zoom. But I do like the face-to-face. I do enjoy that. And at some point we will have that back. But right now we have to be careful. We have to take care of ourselves, take care of our health, and build our immune system, not just a vaccine. Build our immune system is more important. And by building that immune system, hurricane, whatever can come, and we're ready to fight the battle. So it's been my pleasure tonight. I hope you learned something. We got at 7:30, jump on and join my brother from another mother, Dr. James Wilkerson, and the Social Security, navigating Social Security, and anything else that we can do to help, contact us at Anaj Enterprises Inc. @gmail. If you like the book, if you want to just tell us that you heard us on Access Wealth Nation, and we'll be glad to assist you. Also, outside of the book, if you want a financial analysis after you read the book, we call that a discovery call. So you can definitely get that. And it doesn't take long. It's like 15, 30 minutes that we can figure out where you are and where you want to be. Isn't that beautiful? No one ever talked to us like that. this is important that we do this. So I'm very happy to serve you and to be a part here on Access Wealth Nation, on Soul City Network. Again, get the app. And number two is that anything that we can do to serve you. We're also heard on WHCR 90.3 FM. It's been a little while, but we're on it now, back again. The schools have opened up with stipulations, but they're opening up, and we got to take care of ourselves. So I say to you all, be blessed, be safe, and have a wonderful evening.
She was told that she couldn't play with the boys. She was told that they were too big, too rough, too strong. She was told to give up her dreams and move on. She was told to just be pretty, be quiet, be a lady. She was told that women had to stay on their side of the court, stay in your lane. Playing and competing with men was insane. She was told that men and women would never be equal. Dreaming like that would only be linked to your mind, to your soul. She never listened. She knew that their thinking was old. She is magic. She is the definition of spirit. She is what champions are made of. She is magic.